All right, so today we're going to be looking at angles. I'm going to work from my notes, questions 7 through 14. Okay, 7 through 14. Now, let's take a look at number 7. 7 and 8, and I'm asking, name the vertex and the sides of each angle. One interesting part of vertex, if I just look at the first letter, V, right? It looks like a corner. The vertex is basically the point at the corner. So when I'm looking at number 7, right, I'm looking at the letter right at the corner of my angle. When I say the vertex is K, that's it, right? It's K, that's the vertex. Now sides, there are two sides of the angle, which are two rays. Both of them start at the vertex, so they're going to start at K. One of my rays is going to go through the letter J, and then the other side is going to go through the point L. So my vertex is the point K. My sides, the sides of the angle, one of them is the ray KJ, and the other one is the ray KL. Notice how I wrote my little arrow sign on the top. They both start at K, right? My sides, they both start at K. One of them goes through the point J, and the other one goes through the point L. Which one of the two rays do you write first? It really doesn't matter. So what I mean with that is, if you wanted to say the vertex was K, well, that's it, right? And then the sides, you wanted to write KL first, and then KJ second, that's fine. Now, one thing, make sure you don't call this, you don't use the rate LK. Right? This is wrong. The rate LK will be wrong because LK means I start at L and go through K. So looking at our picture will be starting at L and go that way, right? So you can tell that one is wrong. So LK, it's a wrong ray. The rays, they have to start the vertex. So which one of these two answers you answered, it's okay. Now, for us to make sure we get the same answer, this case, I'm also going to give it to you multiple choice. All right, question 7 and 8, when you guys do this, multiple choice. Let's take a look at question number 8. The vertex in this case is the point H. Remember we learned last week when we label a point, we just used a letter. Now the two sides are going to be two rays starting at the vertex. One of them is going to be the ray HG. Again, I'm starting from the vertex. And the other one is going to be the side, the ray HI, starting from the vertex. So the vertex is the point at the corner, and the sides are basically two rays that start at the vertex. Now, the way we name an angle, there's four possible ways. One of them is going to be the angle L. In this question number 9, I'm going to call this angle L. I use the vertex, right? The vertex is L, so I'm going to call it angle L. I could also use 3 letters. I see my 3 letters there, K, L, and M. Use the 3 letters, any order, as long as L's in the center. So another way I can call this is angle KLM, or I could call this angle MLK. Notice the vertex is in the center. The order of K and M doesn't matter, but L does, right? Make sure to put it in the center. Now that 4 that we see in the center, some people think it's a measurement. We're going to use measurement. So if this was a measurement, I use a little thing that looks like a zero, a small zero as an exponent. We call that degrees. So it would be 4 degrees, but I will have to use that 0. Because I don't have that 0, that degree symbol, this we called angle 4. That angle is also used as a name. So I named it in 4 different ways. Now for your homework, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you four cases. I'm going to write the angle 4 different cases, but one of them is wrong. So you're going to have to tell me which one is wrong. Like I said, I'm going to write it in 4 different ways, but one of them is wrong. Let's take a look at question number 10. Let me label this angle 4 different ways. One way I can call this angle I, right? I'm going to use the vertex. I can also call it using 3 letters. Make sure I is in the center. So I'm going to say angle HIJ or angle JIJ. IH, right? It's in the center, but I could also call this angle 5. Right? I labeled it in 4 different ways, but again, your homework, I'm gonna ask you, give me which one's the wrong choice. Okay, how are we gonna see it on the homework? Let's take a look at question number 11. Choose the wrong name for this angle. So what I'm looking at here is I can call this angle J. I can call this angle KJI. I can use angle IJK, or I could call this angle 3. Those are the correct possible ways. I see here, my question A. All right, that's not one of the choices. B, C, and D are, but not A. Now let's take a look at question number 12. I'm gonna think of the possible ways we can call this angle. We can call this angle L. I'm using the vertex. I could use 3 letters. So I can call this MLK or KLM, right? The vertex is in the center, or I could even call it angle 1. From the 4 choices that I see here, this one's wrong. I see that one, I'm using the 3 letters, but K is in the center. I'm supposed to have the vertex in the center, not just any letter. So that's how you guys are gonna see in your homework. Another way we're gonna learn is how to use a protractor. You guys have seen this right here. Interesting part of a protractor is that it has numbers on the inside. In my case, starting from the right, starts at 0, all the way to 180, right? That's what I call the numbers on the inside. There's also numbers on the outside. Use green for this. In this case, the numbers on the outside start at 0 on the left side and then go all the way to 180. Now, sometimes the outside numbers start at 0 on the left side, but sometimes they start at the right side. Now, the way we're going to be able to measure an angle, notice how that little point where the protractor is, that's where I'm going to put the vertex of the angle. So basically the corner of the angle. I'm going to look on my protractor where the 2 sides cross. And I'm either going to use outside numbers or inside numbers. I notice that one of my sides, the one on the left, if I use the outside numbers, it crosses at 50. If I'm looking at the inside numbers, it crosses at 130. Right? I'm looking at the number on the left side. Now the one on the right, if I'm using the outside number, it crosses at 125. Inside number crosses at 55. Okay. Now, for us to be able to measure an angle, we're going to subtract the numbers. Either use outside numbers only or inside numbers only. Okay, so what do I mean with that? If I use outside numbers, I will go 125 minus 50. Outside numbers only. If I use the inside numbers, I will go 130 minus 55. Right? Outside numbers only or inside numbers only. Do not mix and match. Either one that you use, your answer should be 75. Like I said, outside numbers only or inside numbers only. Don't mix and match. Some of your questions, you guys are going to see this protractor and an angle. Some other cases, kind of want you guys to practice how to name an angle. So here I'm asking, find the measurement of angle AOC. See that little M? We call that measurement. AOC. Let me connect the letters AOC. So that will give me this angle. Now we know which angle I'm talking about. My case, let me use outside numbers. I could use outside or inside numbers. Let me use outside numbers. Here for angle at angle A or at corner A, I see that I cross at 35. Here at C, I see that I cross at 115. Like I said, I'm going to use outside numbers only. 115 minus 35. 115 minus 35. it will give me 80. So my answer in this case is 80. Some of your questions, you're going to see a protractor like this on number 13. Right, I give you the angle. You guys can use it. Some other cases, I'm going to ask you by the name of the angle. Here it says measurement of angle AOC. So you have to know which two sides I'm using.